Hi everyone. Oh, hey, I wanted to come on with this yesterday and I was just too tired, but I've been in conversation with a few people and so welcome to my weekend and probably to or possibly to your Friday. And to these energies. So they are, let's see. I think I should just review. So first of all, I really just want to speak off the top of my head and then just refer to a few things. There's all of this nervousness in me right now as I'm speaking, and I don't think it's mine. But I want to reference back to, well, let me just write about this as well. Anyway, thank you for joining me. If you haven't been here before, then I am Sharron Martin from Inner Sanctum Studios in New Zealand. I am, I guess, a channel and certainly a messenger for Gaia. I do readings and healings, both in person and in distance. And in the past week, I've been in conversation in a variety of ways with quite a lot of very attuned, high frequency divine feminine. So I want to speak to you about what's coming up and what came up for me strongly yesterday, and then about what sort of is coming up today, and just a whole lot of bits. Hi Sharon. Hi Misha. Hi Misha. Yeah. So first of all, I thought about this because I've been having a conversation with Anna this morning, and it occurred to me while I was doing some chores between speaking with her and being here, this cold feet thing. And I said to her, I've got cold feet, and I had cold feet yesterday, and I've never ever noticed in my entire life that I've had cold feet. And while I was hanging out my washing, which I needed to do between talking to her and being here, I realized, I bet that's some of the divine masculine. They've got cold feet. They're a little bit in apprehension about what to do. But let's talk about the energies, and then I'll tell you about what happened, or to what I sensed, what I read about the energies yesterday in specific to the divine masculine, which is this huge, massive, phenomenal, exciting, incredible shift. So let's just review back to May. So remember, May was this month of change, this month where we were witnessing and experiencing shifts and changes, but very much it feeling as though this was the old moving out from the higher echelons, and of course having to come, it always moves off in the energetic before it does in the physical. And then in the last week of May, more of this landing in the physical. So more of this dissolution, this moving out of the old. So the old structures and systems. And we know that this will continue pretty much for the rest of this year in a rather, a bit like the toddler building the blocks and spending quite a lot of time doing that, and then just coming on going, whoa, and pushing them all over. This is really the simple way of describing what we're going to be witnessing during this next 6 months of this year. All of these structures and systems that have held us, that have binded us, that have kept us in slavery and in captured, really, are going to go. And so astrologically, I've had this lovely conversation with Alex this morning, who always so graciously shares what is going on. She has this real sense of detail of the astrological that applies to what is going on in the feeling. So I wrote some notes, and it's really interesting for me. And Lauren is another person who sends me snippets about the astrological. And Anna knows bits about the astrological as well. So hello, Billy and Pauline and Margaret and Sarah. Notification, yes. Wonderful. So yeah, I just encourage you to just feel into your bodies while you're sitting here, and feel into your hearts, because whether you are divine feminine or divine masculine, there's this exquisite energetic that's going on in the heart. And this, for the masculine, it's this greater awakening. It combines with some other energetics. And for the feminine, it's this real shift into unconditional love. So back to May. So in May, we were, showing the energetics of these. And in the last week of May, I was speaking about how this would accelerate, how it would accelerate upwards, how it would be like this spinning, ringing out, this deeper purification, this bigger revelation, that it would be happening in our bodies and on the world stage. So this idea of truth being shown, this idea of our becoming clearer, of coming into clarity about our own truth, about the veils coming off. And so in the divine masculine, this has shown up as like a shroud coming off, or the veils coming off, or this kind of click, click, click shift in perspective, or this inner movement, this sudden realization. And then in the last 3 days of May, that showed up as this integration in the body. So we had 3 days of integrating the new and allowing this assimilation of all that had gone and all that had come during the month of May, this month of great change and transformation. And then in these that's the third here today, first 3 days of June, these energies coming in that are super new. They are dimensionally new. They are frequency-wise new. And it is like they're coming in like a giant deluge of the most incredible, impactful, crystalline energetics. So this is what has been coming in for the last 3 days, and they are they are higher frequency, and they are exceptionally crystalline. So they are coming in our bodies. We are feeling these very much in this energetic flow. If you want to envisage, the energies are doing this. So we have a toroidal field that sits in our heart. We have a toroidal field that sits in our physical and energetic body, and then in the world as a whole. So all of those are going. They're going in 2 directions right now. So they're going both up and down, and they're going both left and right. And so we experienced this quite a long time ago as we were in this changeover. And this is the sense of this energetic at the moment. So I got shown that the first day of June was this download of this new energy, that the second day was this coming into balance with it, and today this is this integration, but it comes through so many ways. So there's all of this triangulation going on as well. So we are doing this triangulation through the mind, heart, and body. We're doing this triangulation through the higher self, lower self, and divine self. We're doing this masculine, feminine, holy child triangulation. This layers of consciousness triangulation, this past, present, and future triangulation. So there's a whole lot of triangulations that are coming in through all aspects of self and through the body. But at the moment, the body might be showing up to you like this. There's this infinity symbol movement across the heart. So there's this movement from left to right, and there's that same movement through the sacral, the sexual, the second, the creative. Okay, so those two chakras have got these energies running like this. The body has got energetics running through it from back to front and as a part of this greater field of energy. And then we've got this toroidal field. And as I'm tuning into this, it's like I'm forcing myself to slow down because I feel like I want to speak really, really quickly. So we've got this energy moving up through our spine and down through our spine, up through our central vertical core and down through our central vertical core, corresponding with energetics into the toroidal field that are coming up and down and around, and then up and down and around. Sorry, up and down and around, and then down and through and around in both directions. We've got that going on. So this is us coming into this greater integration of all parts. And so it does have this kind of speedy feeling with it. So these first 3 days of June are showing up to me like that. So new coming in and then balancing. So balancing through the left and the right. And now into this integration through the triangulation. So all of this triangulation coming through into integration in all of those ways. So it will also be happening through our, through here, the physical eyes, in every way that you can really think of and consider. So in general, the divine masculines have been in this place of overwhelm. They've been in this place of awakening, their hearts awakening, their softness coming on, and visible and visceral, and then this coming into their feminine flow and this energy coming for them up more for all of us, up the feminine and down the masculine side. So this happening and then coming into integration. And then in these last, and yesterday it was like there was this movement. So I'm not sure exactly when that was. Maybe here it was around 2 o'clock. And if Charlotte's on, she might remember because I was in conversation with her. But it was like all of a sudden, so over these few days, the masculine have been becoming clearer. They have released a lot. Alex was speaking about this healing that a lot of the feminine are going through and have been out doing for the world. And so you may have been having those experiences as well. And that I think we might have spoken about that at some point in the last week of May. But the feminines have been, out there. We've been out there fighting, as have the masculine. And some of it we have done individually, and some of it we've done in our partnerships. So the masculine, what has happened to the masculine is they've been in this opening up of the heart, this the heart has become stronger. The emotional body has taken on a force of its own that they've never experienced before. And that has become this internal driver. Now, that happens to align with the current astrology. Um, and and so what Alex was telling me, and I know nothing about this, but some of you will, and that I've never even heard of these. Shapley and the Great Attractor are in this alignment at the moment, and so it is for this next short period of time, I think. For the next, I wrote dates down, but I might not have done well enough with my notes. Hi, Alex. Alex will be able to put me straight. Oh, yeah, thank you, everyone else who's come in here as well. Yeah, so it's this idea that we have been doing our last healing, the masculine have to do theirs. I am told and shown that the feminine have been granted permission to do a lot of healing on behalf of their divine partner, as well as we've been called to action by the collective. And then Alex was explaining to me this morning what she has been going through in that same regard. So there's a lot lining up. You'll probably have heard the story that I've been telling about all the golf balls coming into the same hole on the same green from all over the place. So we're in this, and for me, I'm like, on the inside, I am really racing. But there was this time yesterday where these things happened. So on some masculines, it was like I saw the shroud being taken off their head. As it was like, wow, they could see, perceive, and sense differently. They were then able to be processing their inner truth, seeing who they are, and this recognition. And then for others, there was this. It doesn't really matter. That showed up in a whole lot of ways, as though this veil or this shroud had been lifted off, and they could begin to see clearly. But then there was this moment yesterday afternoon here, I think around 2ish, in the afternoon, where I felt the masculine did all of this that I'm about to tell you. And then Alex and I have been having this conversation this morning, and she was even using the same words. So I got that the masculine kind of did, is like they swept in behind themselves and gathered themselves up, and then came up into their center, into their empowerment through their heart, able to see the truth. But it was like this. It's not very good, like with the fingers, but it was like that. It was this instantaneous, I get it. It was this instantaneous seeing, knowing, perceiving where and with whom they are to go. And it's this absolute realization of truth of that. And that has brought them a relief, a release, because all of a sudden they're in this knowing, this deep, deep knowing. And so if you're a divine masculine, I'd love to know if you felt that. And if you're a divine feminine, I'd love to know if you felt that sense of release, relief of I've got this, I know. And what the masculine have come into, though, is this now now I'm in charge, but it's themselves. They've come into their power, into their rightful place of knowing who they are. And so they have released and relaxed, because now they are perfectly in alignment and know perfectly to whom they're to go to and where that is, and that it's kind of a done deal, that it's a fated connection, that it is a destined relationship, and so the weight of it has gone off, and now it's like that. It's like they've pulled themselves in and gone, I've got this. I've got this and I'm in charge. But they're not saying that at you or even to you. They're saying it to themselves. It's this recognition. It's like they have grown up. They have become the divine masculine. They have changed from either being the boy or the youth or the man into that divine masculine. And so this was this definite kind of moment that I sensed yesterday with the Divine Masculine Collective. And so it's really exciting. And then this window, so I have to put my glasses on. But this window, is it in the next week, Alex? Is that right? Oh, up until the 19th or 20th. Is that what, do I write that correctly? Yeah, so I can see here big shifts. Pauline saying big shifts. Yes. Hello, Billy and Beachweave, and hello, Star, and hello again, Anna, and hello, Harmony, and hello, Sweet CC, and definitely feeling it from the masculine. Yeah, so honestly, I am in this excitement, this knowing, this yeah, it's like, well, the other thing is that there is no sort of hurry or urgency. It's a done deal, and so I'm feeling that too, and I'm feeling that the divine masculine are in the knowing of that. They are totally in the knowing of that. So what now? Well, relax, take some time, do some things for self. This moving into love, this being in love and love with self, this filling up of self, this recognition of this energetic. So this energetic is, oh yeah, so back to the Taurus. So it is like we're in this, I want to call it wash, this wash of energetics that is, across here in this figure of 8, across the sexual in this figure of 8, and then these Tauruses that are going in lots of directions. So we're in this huge wash of energy that's moving and swirling and is amazing and beautiful. And that, I believe, is what the masculine are in. But yeah, they've had that. I know who I am, and I've got this. And so yeah, you can sit back because it will come. And astrologically, it's looking as though, this time in this next couple of weeks, it is a strong indicator of connecting up in some way, and I believe that in the timing of this, it makes sense that there will be a lot of physical connections for the work for the planet, right? Because when these divine unions come into the physical, then there are these waves of energy. And today I was showing them as not just us creating one wave, but each of us creating a wave. And so I was watching these waves like that moving across the planet, but from all directions and in all directions, just washing this love over the planet, because this is what assists this dimensional movement, this shift into a fifth dimensional space, this movement for the planet. So to me, all of this lines up. We've got this astrological alignment. We've got the truth of movement are talking about, well, the truth of movement in relation to the Q drops, for example. I saw a couple of threads about that yesterday, talking about this time here, this Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, depending on where we are in the world, being this this time that links back to other clues or cues, and that there's something about the Jubilee. And so, this is speaking about some kind of a revelation occurring between or in this time, but likely not in the weekend, they were saying. So Monday in some form, or Monday, it'll be Monday somewhere, but Monday for many. And that there will be some kind of announcement, so we will see. But there's, so we've got this astrological alignment occurring that matches up with all of this. We've got this truther movement aligning that matches up with all of this, and then we've got this energetic alignment that Gaia has been talking to me about. So to me that's a lot of synchronicities. And then Alex was speaking about or how all of this sinks in a whole lot of ways, astrologically and in our horoscope or astrological charts, our personal astrological charts as well. Okay, so what else is there? So we really, as divine counterparts, we have a number of roles and phases, right? So the first is the healing of self, and then to come into, not giving an order, but anyway, the healing of self, the healing of the wounds, the recognition of the twin, the heart opening, this coming into greater awareness, that's coming into our gifts and skills and talents. And when these come together, they create ripples of energy, and those ripples of energy transform, lift the veils. And then we've got all of this astrological alignments that assist all of that, the energy of all of that, for humanity to awaken, for a dimensional shift, to shift the planet into a higher dimension that then releases a lot of the lower dimensional intrusions. And then we'll watch the physical move away, the structures collapse. It has to be seen by those who will be going through an awakening, and so they are uplifted. It's you, me, our counterpart connection, the ripple across that creates this massive up-leveling of frequency for humanity that enables them to see the veils gone, for them seeing more of their own internal truth, addressing their own wounds, and looking at what's going on in the world in a way in which they can handle it. So you'll remember that a few times I've spoken about how God has said that the collective will be like held in suspended animation to see the truth. And so this morning I'm like, yeah, that's it. This is it. This is us. So your counterpart coming together creates this frequency shift that holds, this is my read of it, that holds the collective to be able to see, reveal, and accept some, anyway, of the truth, in order for them to go, no, don't choose that. I choose this. And then we can begin to be moving in action with this dissolution of the old, the destructuring, and then the rebuilding of the new. And so on another level, we've had all of this crap energetics being amped up as though it's more of a shaking the cage, really, shaking the cage, so that it will be this notion that people will be going, well, no way. There's no way I'm putting up with that. There's no way I'm having that on my watch. I am not going to be standing by while this happens to our children in our schools, in the health regulations. So it's all very in your face, and I see that as an in your face, wet sponge, wake up, see this. There's probably nobody on the planet who would not, well, no, not true. most people on the planet are not going to put up with what has been happening to our children in terms of this whole trans agenda, in terms of this whole woke agenda, and the way it is being interwoven into legislation across the world by the globalists, through the World Health Organization, through the United Nations, etc. So we're really, we are in the, all the blocks being knocked over, and the blocks will be picked up and rearranged, and some of them will be burned, and some of them will be, whittled and tooled, and some of them will be hollowed out, and we'll rebuild, and we'll find new materials. But really what I wanted to say to you is that this is this big thing. You can feel it, huh? This is this really big thing that's happened to the masculine yesterday, is that it's like they suddenly dropped into the knowing, and it's like they can breathe differently now. So we just have to hold this space for ourselves, for our divine counterparts, for humanity, and to be exuding this beautiful love and coming into balance for self through just recognize all of these triangulations. I think I wrote, let me see. Oh yeah, it's funny. So while Alex was speaking, I had these songs come through, and oh yeah, so I wrote, remember he's in charge. So this is them. This is the divine masculine. They are in charge, but it's not in charge over. It's in charge of the timing, and it's now that they've got that figured. It's like this huge drop in for them. Hello, darkness, my old friend. That came while Alex and I was speaking. It's hello, darkness, my old friend. Come to speak to you again. And so that to me was this whole thing about dissolving the shadow. So that's what we're doing in ourselves and in the world. And the divine feminines definitely have a big role to play in that. We're being asked to step forward to that. Alex was saying that she's been out late last month, that she knew that she had been out doing this work as the warrior, as the light warrior. So maybe some of you have recognized that as well. What was the other? Did I write down? I think there might have been 3 songs that came. The song that came maybe yesterday was that song, It's Raining Men, Hallelujah. And I kind of saw it in 2 ways, and one was it was that the rain, this crystal rain that's coming down, is hugely kind of condensed and grounding and refreshing. And then the other is that the masculine are coming into their power, into their rightful, their rightful place in the universe, their rightful place in our world, so that things can change and shift. And yes, you may have been feeling huge sexual energy, and June 6th. So that's the time, right, Alex? It's in this next few days, this huge, powerful, energetic portal alignment in Aquarius, and so there's that happening. And then there's one other thing I wanted to say to you before I just think about some general things. What it was. The dreams. So you may have been having dreams about your divine masculine, or dreams about your divine masculine connections to relationships in your family, or your connections to and in relationships in their family. That seems to have been something prevalent in the ethers as well. So thank you, Alex. Alex is saying full moon tomorrow. So that's us in New Zealand. We're in full moon day today in Sagittarius, conjunct the great attractor. So this is this, and this is what I feel we've been feeling in the last few days. So be in the place of knowing that all is well, that all is in alignment. Do any work that you feel you need to do that is part of your own healing journey. Write out some desires, write out what it is that you wish to be in terms of your relationship connections, in terms of your love connections. Write it out. Write it out and be speaking it out loud, and say it as though it's already here. So, I am in present moment. So I am in this incredibly divine orchestration of the most amazing relationship, the most incredible love, the most held space that I've ever been in, the most authentic, true version of myself, always in alignment and able to come back to my own alignment at all times in connection with this beautiful being who is my divine counterpart. And I thank you. Thank you. I thank you. I thank you. And so it is. And so it is. And so it is. All right. So here we are on the crunchy end of all of this etherical change, this transformative kind of coding, really, this dissolution of the coding so that the old can collapse. And then at the same time, we've got this awakening in the heart. We've got this coming into this triadic movement through, left, right, above, below, heart, body, mind, soul, feminine, masculine, child. This is everybody. And we're just doing it on this slightly, maybe a different level of consciousness with it, and certainly in divine levels, in higher conscious thought, word, action, love, divine mind, divine love, divine speak. And we are holding space for this to be rippling out through the world as we watch in a detached place, this incredible unfolding. And for me, even as I say that, I've got just all these emotions in here. It feels so tangibly present in this moment. So it will be really important for us to hold space in a way that creates some stability for humanity, that they can be shown, that they can sit in this stable, loving way and be the observer, that the old has to go for the new to come, that the old malfunctioning, dysfunctional ways of operating have to be observed before we can go, oh yeah, no, not that. And that this is we can be the great space holders for humanity at this time. So, maybe be in conversation with your families as, maybe just throwing some gentle things into the pot, and but mostly allow them to come to you. They will know that you've said these things for a while, and they'll be beginning now to recognize them in their way. So this is what's become very apparent to me in the last day, really, is this idea of, Gaia's been speaking about these 7 levels. So the person who needs to be revealed to in a very physical, tangible, even slightly violent way may have to witness something like that. The person who believed that they were untouchable in their money, they may lose their money through this. It may be that some people have something very tangible, physical happen to them, that some people witness something that some people hear a story of somebody who they know, but that there's all of these different levels, and that each person will have this kind of ta-ta moment in a different way according to, well, of course, their soul decision, but also in reference to what is meaningful to them. So, some people may have their revelation through the church, some people may have their revelation through a trusted friend, some people may have their revelation through a physical incident they witness, and so on. And it's going to create chaos. So I can so I'm pretty confident about that. It's going to create chaos, but we don't have to be in it. And that's what we are the role models for, is that we are exhibiting how to be witnessing something without being rolled up in it, how to be able to sit back and go, okay, yeah, well, I guess that had to happen for this to be revealed, for that to be shown. So it's not all going to be pretty and roses and perfume, but we can be, the detached observers and help others to be able to get to that place as more and more is revealed to the world. So I guess that's it, really. Unless any of you have got anything that you want to like put a word in to remind me of something I haven't spoken of, or something that that I don't, I'm really grateful for that. No, just lots of lovely hellos. The energies feel real nice. Seas beach wave. Aloha. So that's it from me. Yeah, signing out, and have a magnificent time through here, and I'll be back. Yes, it is all unfolding beautifully, isn't it? Thank you, Anna. And I'll be back when I've done some more writing. But I want to tell you, like, the crystalline energies, how they look to me is, if you took a strand of Gaia's crystalline hair, it's like that. This is the colouring that's showing up, a little bit of rainbow sort of prism through that, but it's like that, and it's all very condensed. This is the energy. It's like do your best to get away from that. I don't think so. Everybody is going to be feeling it, even if they don't know what it is. It's purifying, it's dense, it's concentrated, and it is going to be filling up our bodies and doing this purification, this revelation, this revealing. Remember, us, humanity, the world, the micro and the macro. Yeah, and some people might need you to hold their hand or to pat their back and to reassure them. But this is what we came here for, and we're on the edges of it. So I send you all so much love, honestly. I mean that. I mean that from the very depths of my being. I feel so very, very grateful to all of you who come here and hold space with me. And, it's not like we're the only people in the world doing it, but we are doing it. And this holding space for humanity and for our communities, because we are on the move here. We really are. And when these divine counterparts come into our physical being, do, for goodness sake, send me a message when yours is there. But there are, I don't know, did I tell you this? That there are, so I know of a number of divine counterparts who are in, like, people I know or who've come to me for readings or whatever, who are now living with their divine masculine, or who have had spent a physical weekend together in the last month. So quite a lot of that. And then behind that, those who are moving geographically, and behind that, yeah, these divine masculines who have been coming to me, and they are telling me about their hearts and telling me that they're feeling this higher love, and that they know what it relates to and they don't quite know what to do with it. So I've been having beautiful conversations with divine masculine about just letting this unfold, just be observing of the feelings, and you'll be guided on what to say, and you just keep tuning into yourself. There's this beauty in the way that these can be undone and redone, and so there's no need for anything to be pushed. That's what I've been saying to these beautiful men who have been coming to me. You just acknowledge this to yourself and see what happens. And then you can speak it out, but it will arise, the perfect timing, the impetus for this speaking it out and taking action will be shown. It will show up. All right, everyone. Beautiful, beautiful beings. Thank you for being on the planet at this time. Thank you for being present with me here, and I will see you again soon. Much, much love.